This video is sponsored by Ace Defender, a high-quality SRPG combining authentic turn-based RPG battle with tower defense elements. In Ace Defender, you play as our heroine Alapita the Silver, a dragon princess who escaped with the creation crystal to human land. Starting with 48 heroes, there are 2 new heroes released every 2 weeks. You can level them up, combine them, and equip gear to create a very powerful lineup. There are plenty of game modes to choose from as well. There's Expedition, the solo mode, PvE where you explore dungeons and regions, engage in trials, level up your heroes, and collect rare items, and finally PvP where you fight against other players within your server in Arena or across the server in King's Arena with multiple lineups. You can even use 1 times, 2 times, or 4 times to speed up or slow down the action so that you can play at your own pace. For any new users that download the game through my link, you will get 10 Royal Recruit tickets after completing levels 2 through 8 to get some cool heroes. If any of this sounds good to you, you can download Ace Defender using the link in either the description or the pinned comment below. See you in the video! Hey guys, welcome back to another Azur Lane video with your local dude Ander. Today we're going to be going over the recommended gears for Ark Royal, our local resident lolly enthusiast who recently got herself a retrofit. Without further ado, let's get started! On to some Ark Royal gear basics. Ark Royal is an elite rarity aircraft carrier from the British HMS faction. She has an unusual loadout with actually 2 torpedo bombers instead of just 1, and a dive bomber instead of the normal 1 fighter, 1 torpedo bomber, and 1 dive bomber loadout. This actually makes her an amazing boss killer who can even outdamage Shinano, and as you can tell from her voice lines, well, let's go and see this again, and as you can tell by her voice lines, she really does love her destroyers. Stat-wise, Ark Royal Retrofit has very solid stats all around. In particular, she has the 4th highest anti-air out of all carriers, and the 4th highest aviation out of all carriers. Moving on to her skills, Ark Royal's first skill, being Swordfish's Strike, launches an additional special Swordfish airstrike whenever she launches an airstrike that decreases the speed of all enemies on the screen by 60% for 8 seconds. This skill is fantastic for slowing down those fast bosses so that all of your carriers as torpedo bombers can land. On top of that, she also gets a second red skill that grants her a 25% chance to double the damage of her airstrikes, basically making this skill a worse version of Enterprise's Lucky E. If you're lucky though, this skill does allow Ark Royal to easily surpass the likes of Shinano in damage, so it is absolutely amazing to have. Finally, Ark Royal's last skill, being her retrofit skill Destruction Bolt, launches a special barrage with a special Swordfish airstrike every 20 seconds that reduces the anti-air of any enemies hit by 8% for 5 seconds, and increases the damage dealt by destroyers and Royal Navy Vanguard ships by 10% for 8 seconds. Overall, Ark Royal is an incredibly strong carrier, especially for boss battles, especially for the likes of any of the meta ship challenges or the guild boss. Getting into the gear recommendations, first of all we have her torpedo bomber slots. If you're going to use Ark Royal in the boss fleet, which I would most highly suggest, I would definitely run the converging torpedoes on her, as they have a lot more single target damage than the straight torpedoes. The best plane for this would definitely be the classic Aichi B7 Ryusei with all around excellent consistent damage. Alternatively, you could also use the new PR4 prototype Saon Kai, which trades a bit of damage with only 2 torpedoes compared to the Ryusei's 3, for a lot of a faster plane. As you can see, the plane speed of the Saon Kai is quite a nice bit faster than the Ryusei. If you are instead using Ark Royal in the mob fleet, you may instead want to use straight torpedo bombers, in which this case the best would obviously be the Rainbow Wyvern, which I don't have yet, with some other alternatives including the Gearlab X TB2D Sky Pirate, the TBM Avenger over here, and the Golden Barracuda. For Ark Royal's dive bomber slot, my go-to option would be nothing other than the all-around amazing purple SP2C Helldiver, as it offers great consistent damage, performs better than most of its gold counterparts, and is also extremely easy to obtain and cheap to upgrade. Alternatively, you could also use the more expensive Gearlab Experimental X SP3C1, which is basically identical in performance to the SP2C Helldiver at plus 10, but gets slightly better if you want to get it to plus 13. The other dive bombers over here are generally worse in regards to either damage or reliability, and since you can farm the Helldivers from 3-2 in most cases, I would just go with this one right here. Finally, for the auxiliary gear slot, carriers are relatively straightforward, so for general purposes, if you want maximum damage, the standard ideal loadout will be running double gold steam catapults for that massive aviation boost that they provide, and some other good substitutes if you find yourself lacking in gold steam catapults include the Frontier Medal that you can get from the Memento tab, which is basically a very slightly worse gold steam catapult, and some other options include the Purple Homing Beacon that you can buy for 500 core in the Core Data shop, It decreases the airstrike loading time very slightly, which is quite handy. And also from the core data shop, you can also get the purple aviation fuel if you want faster and beefier planes, although this is mostly used in PvP and less in PvE. And if you really don't have anything else, you can go with your standard purple aviation oil tank, which is a straight upgrade to the purple version of this steam catapult right here. Now onto the battle showcase. I'll first of all just randomly do the guild boss because it's right here anyways, so here's my team and here we go. So here we go, the guild boss is right here, and in the front we have Noshiro to go and tank, Helena's there for her amazing radar scan, and Kazuguma's there to go and provide her, of course, aircraft air raid assistance thing that gives extra damage to the carriers in the backline. Now in the backline, of course, we have Centaur, who's going to proc right here, buff the rest of the backline, and sadly, Ark Royal did not proc her assault carrier, so she won't be doing that much damage, but there goes half of the boss's health from the first carrier weave. Now hopefully, it will be enough to go and defeat the boss with the second wave of airplanes. So here's Centaur. Oh, and we got assault carrier this time. So this should most definitely be enough. And there we go. That is the guild boss. So that's a nice 301 with a nice 1 milli damage. And Shinano still got MVP because she's Shinano. But Ark Royal is getting there. Oh, and since I mentioned it, we'll do a run of the meta boss too. So here we are, that's Soryu meta, and that she is max level. Oh yeah, and the only reason why I have Kazukumo instead of like Sirius or Stephen Potter or something is because I just need Shinano's ability to proc, and that needs 2 other IGN ships to be in the fleet with her. So yeah. I mean, honestly she's level 106, so she's probably gonna die really quickly. And sadly, Ark Royal did not proc her assault carrier this time. But yeah, there's a little bit of PPUs. And that's about it. You just kind of do that. And the very nice thing is that Centaur's ability slows, and then Ark Royal slows a little bit even more with her Swordfish skill. So coming up right now, here it is, Swordfish's strike, and then the boss is just going to be kind of standing there, and it is just going to eat all of those torpedoes. Very nice. Yeah, Soryu meta kind of hurts. My Vanguard's a little bit dying, but I feel like Helena will be able to go and live so that my third airstrikes will come off. Hopefully. Well, there's Shinano. Yeah, we should be good. Nice. So yeah, like 50-ish, so 2 runs would probably be enough in order to go and defeat a max Soryu meta with this fleet. And Shinano still gets MVP because she is Shinano. Well, sadly in that battle showcase, Ark Royal really didn't proc her assault carrier too much, but if she did, she would most definitely outdamage Shinano. But anyways, with that battle showcase finished, that will conclude my gear guide for Ark Royal Retrofit. As always, if you found this information helpful, consider dropping a like and subscribing. Don't forget to press that notification bell for my future uploads as well. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions that need to be answered, and I'll try my best to reply. If you're interested, you can always join my Discord server if you need any advice or just want a place to relax. That'll be all for this video, so I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!